Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahabatihi wa man wala. So then we reach the point where the author rahimahullah is mentioning those who are not permissible to lead someone else. And we say that if a person is lacking a condition or lacking a pillar, then he won't lead a person unless that he is of the same or low. طيب, what do you think of a person if he has a constant hadath? If he has a constant hadath, like constant urinating, or constant bleeding. Like if we say that a woman is allowed to lead another woman, right? If that woman is actually in a constant bleeding, if she's mustahada, can she lead another woman who does not have that condition? أي نعم. المذهب they say that it's not permissible. But according to the most correct opinion, if a person having a constant hadath, he should not lead. But if he leads, according to the most correct opinion, it is going to be valid. He should not lead, but if he leads, or if she leads, then it's going to be valid, according to the most correct opinion. طيب, what do you think if a person actually, his tahara is by tayammum, leading another person that his tahara is by water? Is it going to be valid? Yes, it's actually happened during the time of the Prophet ﷺ. Amr ibn As, when he had janabah, he radiallahu anhu made tayammum because it was windy and cold. So he said that if I make ghusl, I would die. So what he decided to do, he made tayammum, led the army, and in the army there were Abu Bakr and Umar. Then he returned, this is in the battle of Daiis Salasim. Then he returned back, related to the Prophet ﷺ the story, and the Prophet ﷺ approved of what he did. So that tells us that a person in a state of tahara performed by tayammum can lead a person who is in a state of tahara performed by water. واضح? Is that clear? طيب. What do you think of a person who is actually praying his nafil, voluntary prayer? Can he lead a person who is praying a prayer that is mandatory? Is that going to be valid? Yes. Yes. Do you understand? Did you understand? Because it seems to me you are exclamating. You are a bit surprised. Did you understand the issue? Yes, that's what it seems to me. A person is praying voluntary. Let's suppose now, a person, he says to me, while I have already prayed, with an Asr or Maghrib, he said that we would like you to lead us. So I already prayed, it is his Asr prayer, it is his Maghrib prayer. Is that going to be valid? We say yes. What's the evidence? In the report of Jabir radiallahu anhu, Mu'adh used to pray with the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Salat al-Isha. Then he would go to his people to lead them. What does that tell you? That the second one is sunnah. If you say, how do you know that the second one is sunnah? He might be praying with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the voluntary prayer, and when he goes to his people, he would lead them while he is imam, while he is praying the obligatory one. Okay.
You can't pray any other salah. You can't go down and go up.
No. Now, if you are praying in the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ, behind the Prophet ﷺ, if you pray in the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ, the prayer would be multiplied to 1,000. If you pray one salah, it's as if you prayed 1,000. 1,000 salah, if you are in the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ. If you add to it, you're praying behind the Prophet ﷺ. Do you think a person of the status of Mu'adh, he would miss this while praying his voluntary prayer, and then he would go to another masjid to pray his obligatory prayer, to miss all this? You won't do it. You won't do it. Do you think that Mu'adh would do it? So definitely he was praying his obligatory prayer with the Prophet ﷺ. When he goes to his people, he would lead them. He was praying his voluntary prayer. This is from analogical derivation, reasonable derivation or conclusion. And we have report in Abdurahman rahimahullah fi kitab al-Musannaf, reported from Ma'mar. Ma'mar is reported from Ibn Jurayj. Ibn Jurayj reported from Abu Zubayr. Abu Zubayr reported from Jabir. Jabir, he said, the prayer with the Prophet ﷺ is his obligatory. The prayer when he is Imam is his voluntary. That's what he said. This is Nas. So this is clear cut as opposed to Al-Hanafi. But Hanifa, he said, no, you cannot lead if you are also Al-Madhab عندنا Hanabila. They say that if you are praying voluntary, you cannot lead a person who is praying obligatory. Okay? So we have then a very clear cut evidence that a person praying voluntary can lead a person who is praying a person praying voluntary can lead a person praying obligatory. Is that clear, inshallah? طيب, one more issue. Is it allowed for a person who is imam, going to pray while sitting because of an excuse? He cannot pray standing, so he has the right, he is given the license to pray while sitting. Can he lead a person in praying while standing? Yeah, we're talking about an imam. So what do you mean if he's the imam? Maybe you're talking about the regular imam. If he is actually the regular imam, not the temporary one, the one we choose, please go and lead us. Now we have an imam who is a regular imam, a routine imam. Okay, this is what Al-Madhab says, exactly. They say that if that imam is the regular imam, then he can lead while sitting. However, look, we have two situations. The first situation is that he will start the prayer standing, and then while he is praying, something happened, caused him to sit. Let's suppose that he got dizzy. Then he needs to sit down. Then the congregation behind him will continue praying standing. If, however, which is the second situation, if he starts the prayer sitting, let's suppose that he has injury, he can't stand, he has a knee problem, so he started sitting, then the congregation behind him will start the prayer sitting. Do you understand? Is that understood? This is how we reconcile between al-hadith, because the Prophet ﷺ said that when your imam prays sitting, then everybody prays sitting. And he also ﷺ led them when he was sick. What happened is that Abu Bakr was leading the congregation, they were standing. The Prophet ﷺ joined, he was imam, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was following the Prophet ﷺ so that they would follow him, but the Prophet ﷺ was praying while sitting. The al-jama'ah behind him, they didn't pray sitting, because they didn't start the prayer sitting. Is that clear, inshallah? طيب, let's move on. A person says a person can be led by the imam while in a masjid in any place as long as he is aware of the prayer and does not precede the imam. Please pay attention. Now, the ma'moom, now we're talking about a jama'ah. Okay, we're talking about a jama'ah. Both the imam and ma'moom were in al masjid. There is a second possibility where the imam is in al masjid and al ma'moom outside of al masjid. We have a possibility where al ma'moom is in al masjid and al imam outside of al masjid. And the fourth possibility, both are outside of the masjid. What he's talking about is a situation where the imam and the led one is in the same masjid. In the same masjid, in the same building, in the same sanctuary. He says there's no problem that the led by the imam to be in any place behind the imam if they are in the same masjid. He says if he is aware of the prayer. What does it mean to be aware of the prayer? Either that he hears the imam, even if he does not see the led ones, or he sees the imam, even if he does not hear him, but he sees how he moves, or he sees those who are led by the imam. He sees the congregation following him. This is how he would be aware of the imam. The second one, he said, he does not precede the imam. He does not precede him, and he does not stand in front of him. He is either to be on the same line or behind. Is that understood? So, now we are on the same masjid, correct? As you notice, now you have one row just behind the imam, and the other row is way back in the masjid. Is that going to be valid? Yes. طيب, if they are in the same building, in the same masjid, but there is a wall, separating between them, is that going to be valid? If they hear him, as long as in the same masjid, they hear him, or they can see him. Let's suppose that they don't hear him, but there is a screen. Okay, or they see someone who's led by them. Why is that? In order to maintain following, المتابعة. If they are on the same masjid. طيب. The second thing he said, he needs not to be in front of the imam. If he is in front of the imam, then he is not a leader anymore. He cannot be ma'moom. The imam is not the leader anymore. He's ma'moom. Someone is in front of him, then he is not the leader. He's not the one leading. Therefore, if he is standing in front of the imam, it won't be acceptable. It's not valid. You need to restart it. طيب. What do you think now if it's too crowded? It's too crowded. And we need to have one row in front of the imam. What do you think? We say that we have two possibilities. The first possibility is that we have the ability to make the imam move, and then they will stand on his right, on his right side, on his left side. This is what it must be done. However, if there's no possibility to make the imam move, we cannot make it, then we say standing next to al-imam or behind him, this is obligatory for as-salah, not in as-salah. If there is no ability to do it, it drops. It's not demanded anymore. لأنه واجب للصلاة لا فيها. Right? Do you understand? So then, if we cannot afford it, sometimes it's too crowded. Too crowded. Not only here, sometimes even in Muslim, big masjid, jami'. Sometimes it gets too crowded. In Jumu'ah, in Eideen, sometimes if you have janazah, it's too crowded. So what to do? The majority of the scholars, they are of the opinion. They say that you are not required to pray into congregation anymore. Wait until they finish. Khalas, you don't pray. But according to the most correct opinion, if we cannot move the imam forward, and they would be next to him, then there's no problem of making you going in front of the imam. There's no problem of that. لأن هذا واجب للصلاة. It is mandatory for الصلاة, not in الصلاة. And I think you distinguish between the two, right? Even there is no problem with it if we cannot afford moving the imam forward and there is no space to pray next to him. Then we can make the jama'ah pray in front of him. And there are also other issues, like if you are in al-haram, the jurists, they would allow it. In al-haram, the imam would be here, right? Let's suppose that even if you have the same row, but they are going to be in front of him, right? So who is the imam? Al-ma'mum, now you are in front of me. I'm in front of you, and you are the one who is leading. Okay? So some scholars that they would say that it's allowed to have one more row or two rows in front of him when we have in the haram. But what do you think if you are inside al-Kaaba? This is just for entertaining. If you are inside al-Kaaba and you're going to lead, and you need to face part of al-Kaaba, right? So what's going to happen if you lead? So now you have imam and you are behind the imam. What you're going to do? Actually, your face is going to be opposite to the imam. You're going to, your backs, the back of the imam and the back of al-ma'mum will face each other. In order to face al-Kaaba, you're going to head towards the Kaaba. Okay? So then, if we have a riddle, say, what do you think of a situation where al-imam is given his back to the al-ma'mum, and al-ma'mum is given his back to al-imam, and their prayer is valid? When or where? Al-Kaaba, side al-Kaaba. Side al-Kaaba. طيب. Then the author rahimahullah says, and it is permissible to be led by the imam inside the masjid and the people following outside of the masjid if. So now he is talking about a situation where the imam is in the masjid and the led ones outside of the masjid. He said that it is permissible to do so if they are somewhat close to the masjid. طيب. What do you think of this somewhat? It's not rigid state. It's not academic, right? They don't say somewhat close, right? ولهذا juristically, according to Al-Shafi'i madhab, they say that you need about 800 dhira, about 150 meters. Strictly, specifically, they say that if they are outside of a masjid, 150 meters away from it, then this is the first thing that would make it valid. He says they are, and also they are aware of the parts of the prayer, and we told you how they are aware, either that they listen, they hear, or they see, or they see or hear those who are following him. And there is no barrier stopping them from reaching the imam, such as a stream, valley, river. If you are on the other side of the river, مثلا, the masjid is on the other side of the river. We have speakers, they can hear us. They say it's not valid. Why? They say that because there is a separation. There's something separating between them. Natural separation. طيب. This is what al-madhab is. And because this is not necessarily to be common, we don't want to indulge in this issue. But you understand al-madhab. So then, the situation where the imam is in the masjid and the ma'mum, the one who is led outside of al-masjid, it's going to be valid, permissible, if these three things that he mentioned going to be applicable. What are they? What are they? He is somewhat close to the masjid, and this somewhat is 150 meters, because they mention it with cubits. I know that you don't feel comfortable with somewhat. It's not scholastic. It's not scholastic. You don't say somewhat. You don't speak like this legally and juristically. Somewhat. You need to have a specific, measurement or ability to measure. But if I say to you somewhat, no, it does not work. Like if I say to you, مثلا, you are working in the government, I say, go and evaluate that building. If it is somewhat expensive, tell us. Somewhat. How? Give me some measurement, not necessarily accurate one, but I need a yardstick. I need something. طيب. So then the first one is that they say that there are some what close to the masjid, يعني about nearly 150 meters, 800 ذراع. طيب. Then he said, aware of the part of the prayer, and we mentioned this. And thirdly, there is no natural separation between the imam or the masjid and the led ones, al-ma'mumun. Okay? Are we comfortable with this? So we still have time?
6:03.
So we are running out of time? Huh?
What time?
Are we running out of time or not? Be honest, يعني. It's not just we're running out of time. خلاص, then it is time for questions. Wait. Somewhat. خلاص, somewhat, then I will continue until you are sure about it. نعم. وعليكم السلام. No, just the sister behind you, inshallah, and you're going to be there. Yes. Yes, go ahead. So you are praying in the hotel or where?
It's the clock tower, one of the clock towers.
Hotels, yeah, in the hotel. نعم, according to Al-Shafi'i, it is valid. It is valid. As long as they say, as long as either you hear or you see those who are led by the imam. Al-Madhab عندنا, they say no. Al-Hanabila, they say it's not as long as the rows are connected. It's only going to be valid if the rows are connected, the lines are connected. Shafi'i say that as long as you can see. Or يعني, there is an ability to follow. You are aware of what the imam is doing. لا, it's not valid. You need to go to pray in a masjid because the sufuf are disconnected. خلاص, if it's too crowded, it means that the sufuf are connected. You go and pray wherever you end up. Yeah, this is what she's saying. There is no imam. You are praying led by the imam of al-haram. Yeah. Al-Shafi'i, they say it is valid. And this is the opinion of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu used to pray. He would go on top on the roof of his house. He would be led by the imam in a masjid. He would follow him. Radiallahu anhu. This is what Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu used to do. But